Thanks for watching. Here are the stories for today, June 8th, 2020. Now stick around as I will present some information you won't get anywhere else. Could the most electrifying man in sports entertainment be headed to the White House? This is the question people are asking. Now that bookmakers have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as the third most likely to win the presidency after Joe Biden and Donald Trump. The man knows how to cut a promo, and he can also deliver a powerful speech. On Thursday, he called out for a compassionate leader to unify and inspire the country. Of all the people I've heard speak about the events happening around the current protests, the one that I identify with the most is The Rock. If you haven't seen the video that's been viewed by the millions and millions, you can find it at The Rock on Instagram. Now, I don't believe that anyone thinks that Biden is capable of being president in his current state. He will definitely be replaced before November. I've always believed he was a placeholder for Hillary, but perhaps The Rock would lay the smackdown and win in November. #draft The Rock. I'm not kidding. That promo was so good and it hit every point it needed to. Donald Trump proved you don't need to be a career politician to win the presidency. And maybe this fall, Donald Trump will go one-on-one with the great one. Nothing would surprise me anymore. The FCC approves Cumulus foreign ownership request. Since 2018, Cumulus Media, the third largest owner and operator of AM and FM radio stations in the United States, has been seeking approval from the FCC to allow foreign investment in the company up to 100%. FCC rules prohibit more than 25% foreign investment. On May 29th, the Commission approved the request. The purpose of limiting foreign entities from controlling the media is national security. If Cumulus can have 100% foreign ownership, why not all media companies? This opens the door for China to own CBS, Saudi Arabia can buy up NBC, and Vladimir Putin could wholesale buy CNN. He's got the money to do it. A problem that we have is that billionaires buy the news and control the message that is presented to the public. Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post. Sheldon Adelson owns the Las Vegas Review-Journal. Patrick Soon-Shiong owns a big part of the Los Angeles Times and the Chicago Tribune. And Carlos Slim, the Mexican telecom billionaire, he's the largest stakeholder in the New York Times. This sets a dangerous precedent, and the only outlet that I found that wrote about this story is Radio Inc., a small industry blog. None of the major media companies are covering this very important story, and that tells you they don't want you to know. This will change the ownership of American media companies forever, and not for the better. The powers that be do not want you to hear about this, and that's why it's so important that you share this video. From CNN Español, la defensa de los tres ex ejecutivos de DirecTV en Venezuela asegura que... Oh, I should tell you this in English. The gatekeepers at CNN have chosen to only report this to their Spanish language audience, so I will report this. Venezuelan authorities have jailed 3 local DirecTV executives after the Dallas-based company cut off services to the South American country last month, citing U.S. sanctions against the government. Former DirecTV employees expressed solidarity with the trio on social networks with the hashtag DirecTV Somos Todos, we are DirecTV. Under the terms of the pay TV license granted by President Nicolas Maduro's government, DirecTV was obliged to carry private news network Globovisión and PDVSA TV. 3 days after AT&T's decision to close operations, Venezuela's highest court ordered the seizure of the company's facilities and equipment. DirecTV's departure has left 2 million subscribers in limbo, with soccer fans deprived of the popular Football Total program, which was broadcast by DirecTV Sports for Latin America. Now, what's my take? I'm opposed to sanctions on Venezuela. Maduro is the lawful elected leader, and the attempt to replace him with Juan Guaido, a CIA stooge and puppet of DC think tanks. The U.S. media does not report on what is happening in the once prosperous country because what the U.S. government is doing to Venezuela is atrocious. Meet the bias. Many people, my father included, get their news for the week from the Sunday news programs on broadcast TV. Chuck Todd, host of Meet the Press, introduced his guest like this.
Among those voices of protest was retired Admiral James Stavridis, the former NATO Supreme Allied Commander, and he joins me now.
And he was brought on to criticize the president. What Chuck Todd neglected to tell the audience is that Admiral James Stavridis is currently an operating executive with the Carlyle Group, a private equity group that makes money off of war. Now, the Carlyle Group has been pioneering investing in defense and national security markets through its takeover of companies with billions of dollars in defense contracts, became one of the U.S. military's top vendors. When Donald Trump ran for office, his two biggest campaign promises were to build the wall and end the stupid wars.
Afghanistan is a total and complete disaster. What are we doing? We have all of these horrible events taking place there. We can't even run our own country. We don't build our schools. We don't build our highways. We don't build anything anymore. What's wrong with us? What's wrong with our leadership? And now we have Afghanistan, where a man loses his mind and goes around on a killing spree, and the world hates us for it. What is going on?
If you're bringing on someone onto TV to give their opinion, and they are currently employed with a company that makes billions off of war to talk about someone that wants to end those wars, this must be disclosed to the audience. You can have any guest on you want. Just inform the audience who their current employer is. As far as journalism goes, this is a total fail. But Chuck Todd did not study journalism. In fact, he didn't even earn a college degree. Scientists say they went cuckoo during the laughing gas for penguin poo. This story is from Sky News. Scientists have reported getting so high on the nitrous oxide emitted from penguin poo that it actually made them ill. The levels of nitrous oxide, more commonly known as laughing gas, given off by the colony's feces, was about 100 times higher than in a fertilized field. Nitrous oxide is 300 times more polluting than CO2. The nitrogen in nitrogen oxide exhumed by penguin poo comes from the seabird's diet of fish and krill. When these are excreted, soil bacteria convert the poo into nitrous oxide, which unfortunately is a greenhouse gas. I've heard stories of people getting high from licking a frog, but never huffing penguin dung. Teenagers, stay out of the penguin area at the zoo. It's not worth it. Now, that's some of the news for today. Stay safe. Peace.